And I say bad in the sense that when you think about a Solstice and you think about a Sky, wow, I mean that's two different cars, and yet they're very much similar, and in the same customers too as well. So as soon as we get a few more people in the room, we're going to get Ed Welborn on the phone. And he'll be joining us. He is a vice president of global design from General Motors, and we're going to hear from him. So you want to stay with us. You also want to, you know what I'm going to do now? You also want to invite your friends. And to that end, we created what we think is a really neat promo, and we're going to air this promo throughout Paltalk and also throughout some other areas, global outlets as well. So why don't we do this? Let's take a listen to our personalized invitation to you and your friends right here on Paltalk. Hi, this is Bobby Likis, host of Bobby Likis Car Clinic, inviting you and your friends to join me here in Paltalk Studio A for 1 hour every Thursday at noon Eastern, and every Saturday for 2 hours from 10 till noon Eastern. I'll answer your car questions and open the room for your comments too. I'll share the latest in automotive electronics, discuss renewable energy and its benefits, and by the way, if you think ethanol from corn is the only source of ethanol, you're in for a surprise. And if you think changing oil and filter every 3,000 miles is total maintenance, you definitely don't want to miss Car Clinic. Why Car Clinic in Paltalk Studio A, you ask? Here's the bad news. High repair prices, hidden factory warranties, wrong parts installed, rip-offs, vehicle recalls, high octane versus low octane, 100,000 mile tune-ups, lifetime brakes, $20 oil changes, gas mileage gimmicks, and gas pills. Now here's the good news. I've got the facts, the inside scoop on every topic, right here on Bobby Likis Car Clinic in Paltalk Studio A. Thursdays, 1 hour, noon Eastern. Saturdays, 2 hours, 10 a.m. till noon Eastern. I'm Bobby Likis. Like us, you'll love us. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a little something we put together, and we're going to air that in and around Paltalk and provide it for Gary and his program as well. And we invite you and your friends to join us here on Thursday. Certified used cars. Okay, let's get to some meat of the program. What's a certified used car? If you're going to buy a used automobile, and by the way, let's say that you paid $20,000 for a new car. Well, let's say 30, because 24 is the average now. So you drive off the lot with a $30,000 automobile and you drive it around the block. It is now worth $9,000 less money. You lost 30%. So when a new car is sold, it then becomes a used car, whether it's 2 minutes old after the ink is still not dry on the paper or your check, or whether it's 2 months old. It is a used car, and its value greatly decreases. Now, I'll tell you, on one hand, there ain't nothing like sitting in a brand new car with that smell of leather and all that, those odors or fragrances or new rubber, new paint, new dashboard, new leather. That smell of that new car is nothing like it. So if you've got that kind of money and you've worked really hard and you've been driving an old load, that's what we call old worn-out used cars, loads, or a sled. If you're driving that's what the car guys call it, sled. So if you're driving one of those and you're going to treat yourself to a new car, good for you. But just know that when you drive it off the showroom floor, you're going to lose 30%. And then it declines from there. Now, what's a smart thing to do? Especially with today's cars being so much better made than they were 10 years ago. The fact is, you can find a used car with less than 30,000 miles on it. Well, less than 50 is easy. But you can find a new car, a used car that's 2 years old with less than 30,000 miles. And by the way, the industry average is 15,000 miles per year. So if you've got an 07, 06 model car right now, and it has at the end of 06, it's an 06 model, but you got it in January of 07. because that's when you'd get it, or January of 06. Anyway, every year is 15,000 miles, what I'm trying to get across. Every year is 15,000 mile average. So if your car is 2 calendar years old, then it has 30,000 miles, that's average miles. Now, if it has 22,000, and that's only between 30 and 22, how many miles is that? That's 4,000 miles a year. So that's really not many miles, but that then elevates the value of that car, because then it goes from an average car to an excellent car. And I'll tell you the way, there are 4 different categories for used cars, and that is rough, that's an old sled that you need to get rid of, average, and that's a car that has average paint, the interior shows wear, it needs some service and repair, but it still is dependable enough that you could take the trip to grandma's house, as they say. So that's an average car. Then you've got excellent, and then you've got rough, average, excellent, and above excellent. Let's see, what is it? Rough, good, average, and excellent. And the excellent category value is twice the dollars of an average. Forget the rough. The rough car is the car you're probably driving now that should have been shot in the head and put away a couple of years ago. So if you want to treat yourself to a new car, go buy a new car, if you can stand the payments, and just know that you lose 30%. If you want to buy a used car, then certainly that's the thing to do, and save that money, and you'll save probably $15,000 by buying a car that has 30,000 miles on it, and you can still have a new car warranty. In fact, here's where the certified comes in. A certified used car is certified when that used car has service records. And service records mean that you can prove and show you have the paperwork. Not just your word that, well, yeah, I took it in, they changed oil and filter, and I got the receipt somewhere. That's not a certified car. Certified car is when you have the records in your hand, and you can put your finger on it. For our service shop, we created what's called Globo, which is Glovebox Online, and we have every service that we've ever performed for any of our customers online 24/7. So if you had your car in Car Clinic service, now think about this. What if you had your car in a local service shop and you had it repaired, and then you took a vacation and you went from the East Coast to the West Coast, and you got to the West Coast and you had a problem with the automobile, and you said, well, gosh, they just worked on that. Well, then the mechanic on the West Coast would say, well, let me see your receipt. Well, it's in the drawer at home, or I can't find it. So you can go to our website for our service, which is carclinicservice.com, and Globo, which is our Glovebox Online, and bring up, using your username and password, your service records, and you can share those with the mechanic on the West Coast, so that he or she knows what you just paid to have done to your automobile, and then you don't have to